Karibuni. That means welcome in Swahili.
Yes, Aquaba, y'all, and that is welcome in Tweet. I am excited. Mama, Mo.
Poa poa. Wagwan Maya.
Are you excited, Mo?
I'm so excited. Let's tell the people what is going on.
All right. Well, first, let me tell you, family, welcome to M&M Travels. Yeah, you know the M&Ms. I'm Mayah, the one that's nuts. All right. Family, we're your go-to audio passport for all things travel and culture. Yes.
And today, we're going to give you the dive.
Yes, family. We're diving deep into different cultures, places, spaces, where you want to be. That's where we want to take you. All right, fam, let's give you a little brief background about us. I am Mayah. I am the M in the M&M family, the nutty one. All right. I am a nurse hailing out of the United States, and I took upon myself one day as a journey when COVID came in, and my place of destination was streamlined to Tanzania. What drove you to Tanzania, Mo?
Well, actually, I was not on my way to Tanzania. I was actually on my way to Ghana, and then out of nowhere, the border closed. So then I had to pivot, and I headed over to the east instead of the west. I found myself in Tanzania.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so family, listen, this is the dynamics behind us. We were on our journey during the times of COVID, right, Mo?
That's right. After that 2020 hit, I began my travels.
For real, and so did I. I know for me and my background, I did not want to be here for all the things that I saw that was coming to the States with COVID, the lockdowns and the masks. You know what? This would be a good time to take a vacation, go and travel the world a little bit, and just mainly find a little place to plant my feet on the ground in case my family decides to take flight and want to get up out of America one day and just travel the world, you know?
That's right. Actually, at the time when COVID hit, I had spent a couple of years in Canada. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to go back to Jamaica, and I'm going to make my plans there to go and see the motherland, because I always wanted to go anyway. So my plans were being made while I was in Jamaica.
Oh, wow. That was beautiful. I wasn't so fortunate. I was just really trying to figure it out because I had really honestly had never been out of the country myself. But I had a group of girlfriends that were already in Tanzania, and they were giving me the layout and the background, and it was so enticing. I said, you know what? I think I'll give Tanzania a try. I was thinking about Ghana too, but I had a family that was already on the ground in Tanzania, you know? But go ahead.
Oh, wow.
How your journey went?
Well, I was actually in Toronto when the whole 2020 pandemic hit. And I said, you know what, since I always wanted to go to the motherland, the world is on pause anyways. I'm going to head up to Ghana. So I started packing my stuff, and I put them in storage in a place that would send them to Ghana on my arrival. So I said, you know what, first I'm going to go home, and then I'm going to plan from there, because Canada was crazy at the time. So I went home to Jamaica and then started to continue on with my plans to go over to Ghana. And then suddenly I heard that the border was closed. So I'm like, okay, where am I going to go now? I want to go to the motherland. And then I was looking up some information, and I saw Magufuli. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of what drew me to be honest, when I was continuing to do my research. But unlike you, Mo, you were more prepared than me. I'm kind of the fighter one. Y'all already know I'm Mayah, the one with the nuts. And I just packed my bag. I was like, when they told me everything was good to go, I packed my bag. I think I might have did one line of research, but I was like, I knew I needed to get out because that's all I knew. But nevertheless, I did do some research and see that Magufuli was the one that was standing up strong. And I was like, if I want to be up under a great leadership of a president, I think Magufuli might just be the one,
Yeah, he looked like he was doing a lot and making, big and positive strides for economy, for everything. So I was like, okay, that seems like somebody, who I wouldn't mind living under.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it was definitely, so here we go. A little back, we'll back it up a little bit, right, Mo? So what we did, we our first part of our planning was just to get part of a group and have some sort of a family on the ground in Tanzania. And so I got put in this WhatsApp group, right, Mo?
Oh, yeah, that's how I ended up connecting with you. I was in Jamaica at the time when I was like trying to reach out to people in Tanzania, see what it was all about, get perspectives before I head over there, and found myself in a WhatsApp group too.
Right. So let me tell you, I'm a foodie, and my fatty testifies that I'm a foodie. Okay.
So me too.
It's true. Mo was just sending all these wonderful cuisine Jamaican dishes in the WhatsApp group. And I was
yes.
I got to snatch her up, because if she comes over here, I want to be close to what it was called, reggae flavors. Yes. It got me smacking my mouth right now. Woo. I think we even got a chance to entertain. Go Black to Africa came and got on his channel. He got a
yes.
little right. Yeah, you guys go back and check.
That's right.
Right, when Go Black came through to Tanzania, we were able to grab a little interview with him. But nevertheless, that was our chance meeting, and I'd say, okay, you know what? I want reggae flavors close to me. Got a Delali, and we were set up kind of in the same location, right, Mom?
That's right. I was like, I need somewhere to land when I arrive. So before I go anywhere, and because I planned on, being in Tanzania for a while, because I didn't know how long this COVID thing was going to last, I said I have to have, financial security when I go. So I said I'm going to continue working online, which I always work remotely anyways, and I'm going to put something on the ground. So I said within those two kind of sources of income, I should be all right for however long I plan on staying. So that is when I started putting all the food stuff in the group, and I was like, when I go over there, I'm going to have a restaurant. The restaurant can eventually lead to some kind of training within the restaurant, but also I'm going to be working online. And so the next step was a place to stay. So hence, WhatsApp groups are perfect for connecting with people. And that's how I connected with you. And I was just like, I don't know where I'm going to go. And you were like, well, you're going to go right next to me.
Exactly. Because Mo needed a friend and Mayah needed the food, right?
That is right.
So, like you say, the thing about it is definitely to have a plan, because when you're there, you don't want to fall on the mercy of their economical environment, because it's not the easiest for the diaspora to get jobs over there. But it is doable. So for me, I was doing a little bit of Airbnb, right, Mo? Sustain myself, got a chance to know people and get along with the culture and get close with the locals, because that's what you want. They're going to teach you basically everything you need to know, right? Okay.
That's right. So I think that, this is a good gem for people to consider too, because many people did fall in a trap where they didn't have some kind of financial security set up. I saw a lot of that. So if you are going to, spend some time in a place, you have to consider, well, how am I going to secure myself financially? So between your Airbnb, and I know you were doing a lot outside of that too.
Exactly. That's what got my foot into the tourism, safaris, and all these great people, different cultures, background, the food, and the beaches. You can Zanzibar. Wow, those are they're on the they're listed like among the top beaches over the whole globe. Zanzibar is.
Oh, man, Zanzibar was beautiful. I can't wait to tell everybody about Zanzibar.
I know. You guys, we got a lot.
That will be in time to come. We have lots of stuff that we can share.
Yeah, we just coming to give you a little taste of who we are, and we definitely want you guys to tune in for our journey. Anything else you want to say to the family, Mo, before we let them go and let them get some more M&Ms melting in their mouth?
Well, I'm going to leave probably one more gem.
Okay.
So, anybody who's able to get like dual citizenship, go ahead and get that. Like, consider where you're going, and if your second passport can help you out when you are traveling, because I got lucky with that. So I didn't travel there as a Canadian on a Canadian passport. I traveled there as a Jamaican on a Jamaican passport. So, actually, matter of fact, my whole family did. I don't know if I mentioned I have my kids with me. So anybody who's afraid of traveling with children, been there, done that. There is a way.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, if you're traveling on a U.S. or Canadian passport, then you might be met with a visa fee. And because there were a lot of us, because I had my kids with me too, I didn't want to have to pay no extra fee, so I traveled on my Jamaican passport. And what I did was, first, we had gone to Panama. Then after Panama, we went to Brazil. And then from Brazil, we went through Qatar and landed in Tanzania. And then when I get there, I don't have to pay any fees. I didn't have to pay any fees through that route because of the passport that I used.
Right.
So that's just a gem for people out there who can, secure some kind of passport. You'd have to find, does that passport work for you wherever you're going? Does it, reduce fees or whatever have you? That's just a gem I want to leave people with, in addition to making sure that if you plan on staying somewhere for a while, that you have some kind of financial plan.
Most definitely a financial. And right now, I think remote is where to be. We're going to give guys some more tips on that in the upcoming segments and episodes. And also another gem, I'll add to that gem. With my American passport, I flew in straight. I didn't want to do too many stops, so mine was a straight 22-hour flight into Qatar with my layover. And then from there, we went into Dar es Salaam, and then the thing about it is I wanted to get my visa, right there at the desk. And so they had told me it was $100 to bring $100 bill, but not only $100 bill, try and make it more of a current, not one that's really dated. I had to go to my bank and tell them I want one that's more contemporary, so that, because if not, sometimes if you do that when you land, even though you can do your visa online, that is an option as well. But it was said that it was better to just bring the $100 bill. And so when I got it from the bank and I got through just fine, because they say if you do an older dated one, for some reason they're just going to flag it as a counterfeit. And now that's going to tie you up at the airport, give you all kinds of headaches and all that kind of good stuff that you don't want to really be bothered with. And also get your on the locals on the ground even before you come. Make your connections. Get your connections right. Have different people, because if you're sitting out there and you don't know, the price that's normally $2 is going to cost you $100 as soon as you say hello. So you just got to be smart when you travel.
That's right. And I'm glad that you mentioned, the currency. And, in upcoming talks, we're going to explain more about that, because we have to let them know about how all of that currency works and, what kind of money to travel with, and just how the overall money works, back and forth from your country to Tanzania. And that's a good thing that you mentioned as well, mention that you went through Dar, because that's where I had arrived too, y'all. I ended up in Dar es Salaam.
Well, let me come back, because it's been a little bit since we traveled. But the new update, because I went, was going backwards and forth from the States, because I still had my son here in the country, and he was getting ready to graduate and whatever. But the thing, when I came back, I think on my third flight, I realized they took us straight into Arusha. So we flew over Dar to Arusha, and I think because Tanzania is such a heavy tourism, and most of the theme parks are in Arusha and what have you. So they wanted to take care, I guess, their tourists first. So we would fly into Arusha Airport, and they would disembark, and then we would fly back to Dar, and then that's where we would disembark. So that's the new thing. Yeah, I used to fly straight from Qatar into Dar, but as time went on, I noticed that it did change. So yeah, get ready for that. Unless it changed again, I'm not sure, but we're going to be finding out very soon, right, Mo?
Yeah, man, we're gonna be back on the plane too, so I'm waiting to take the next flight and see what's new.
I know. I'm really, really excited. So I hope you got any more gems we need to give them to us to our family out here.
That's a good intro. So they got some background on a little bit of backstory. We'll be able to delve more into that in upcoming segments. But for now, I think I gave a little bit of information there that can, help people out and then give some idea about, who I am and where I was coming from.
Yeah, hopefully they understand that, they deal with me and the nutty one over here. But it's all about having fun, making sure you don't live your life under a stalemate that you're thinking that you can't get out and see the world and actually survive it, because we did it. And since we did it, we know you can do it too. All right, family. Well, that's it for this week's journey. Don't forget to hit subscribe, follow our travels on social media, and remember, what, Mo? Keep
exploring.
All right, family. Questions can be sent to moandmaya1@gmail.com, and we'll address them as best as we can.
So I'm going to say bye, family, or likumu and one love.
Yes, and Maya, I'm going to say Akira. And that is fine and sweet, family. Until next time. Love you guys.